cupcakes. This is the last Raw before WrestleMania. So it doesn't feel like Mania actually is like 6 days away. So we begin with Taker cutting a promo since Brock Lesnar comes down. They then kill about 5 minutes of screen time, hinting at is Lesnar going to fight him? Is he going to not fight him? He finally gets in the ring, fights him, hits an F5 on him. So the common wisdom is if you win or if you do well against your opponent in the show before WrestleMania, you tend to lose. So I guess Taker's going to beat Brock Lesnar. I know, it was bizarre. People really thought that Lesnar might be the one to break the streak, but probably not going to happen. The Authority came out, ran down Daniel Bryan, said he wasn't going to be there. Did a really solid video package of everyone that people put their money on to defeat Triple H, and him just plowing through all of them. I did say for a second, so you know, it'd be awesome if H were to beat Daniel Bryan, then go on to WrestleMania and become champion. I thought that'd be kind of awesome. It's probably not going to happen. I'm also an H mark, so I think that H coming out like pseudo retirement and blasting his way through would be awesome. Probably not going to happen, but anyways, it would be fantastic. Del Rio took on Big E Langston. Ironically, this is a Del Rio we need to see the other 11 months out of the year. It was a great match, good pacing to it. He did beat Big E Langston with the vicious kick to the head, but great match. You know, Big E Langston has definitely got a really bright future ahead of him. The Usos and Los Matadores took on the Real Americans and Ryback. This match had a lot of time, had a lot of good workers in it, and it was a decent match. The ending where Los Matadores pulled Twin Magic was pretty good. You know, I still think some of the other pinfalls and twists and turns that at the very end were better, would have made a better ending, but seeing Los Matadores do the Twin Magic worked pretty well. We did also mention that the Fatal 4-Way match where the Usos are defending their tag belts is going to be part of the 2-hour pre-show for WrestleMania because, you know, the tag belts are that important. I don't picture the Usos losing the belts. AJ took on Naomi in a Lumberjill match, which lasted 4 minutes with AJ super hard selling the rear view. I mean, she took a face full like Black Booty and just like took it like Shane McMahon with a stunner, which then led to all the divas getting inside the ring and your typical, you know, like it's a multi-person match, they're all going to get involved and show how chaotic and horrible it's going to be. That match is essentially everyone in the ring, one fall to a finish, which just seems like a horrible concept. But with that match, I have no idea. Natalya took on Summer Rae in fallout from what happened on Total Divas on Sunday, even though that would have happened like the week after Daniel Bryan quit the Wyatts. So they're having beef from what happened like 3 months ago. Summer Rae hit a kick to the face and was able to pin Natalya. Alright. Fondango teamed up with Damian Sandow to take on the Brotherhood. If you want to talk about people whose stock have dropped ridiculously, Fondango this time last year heading into his great pay-per-view challenge match against Jericho. Alright. It's a solid match. It was awesome. Pretty great way to begin your career. The Brotherhood really hadn't formed. Brotherhood, towards the end part of last year, were the tag team to beat. Damian Sandow, former Money in the Bank winner, failed to cash it in. So you had 4 guys who should be a lot farther along in their careers and have much better storylines than what's currently going on. The fans got to vote as to who would face Kane out of the Shield, and they picked Reigns. Alright. Road Dogg and Billy tried to get involved. They got attacked by Rollins and Ambrose, which then led to the attempt at a 3-man powerbomb, which got pulled back. So that match seems like it's going to be a fantastic match. The Shield do not put on bad matches, period. thinking for that one, I want to see the Shield win. Because I don't think that group is ready to break up just yet. I think turn on babyface was great. I think it's going to give them a little more traction of what to do. And plus that way, in case the Usos drop the belt, they can feud with the Usos over the titles. They can feud with the other heel tag teams. And you actually can help re-bolster the tag division. Bray Wyatt took on R-Truth and just blew right through R-Truth. Went down into his follow the buzzards pose with Rowan Harper behind him. But this guy came walking up in the middle in the sheep mask and the painter's smock. And everyone was like, who is it? Who is it? If you didn't know it was John Cena. Then John Cena then plays a little bit of mind games and attacks, the Wyatt family. It worked pretty well. It showed that John wasn't going to do like his comedic shtick. They did a promo that was a little more comedic than it should have been. All of his feuds he does a comedy shtick for. It doesn't matter if it's the person who's the eater of worlds. Doesn't matter if it's the person who put him through staging equipment. Doesn't matter if it's The Rock. It's always a comedic element to it. And I think that match, Bray Wyatt doesn't have to win. It'd be great if he were to win, but he doesn't have to win. Only thing he has to do is he has to force John Cena to do something that chips away at his Superman-esque character. If John Cena were to do some sort of cheap move, just one little cheap move, it would be enough to be considered a victory for Bray Wyatt's character. Because he's not about winning the match, he's about destroying the legacy of John Cena. And I think if you get Cena to do something slightly underhanded, slightly dirty, even more tweener, not straight heel move, just tweener move, I think that puts a lot more into the ability of Bray Wyatt to actually mentally infect somebody and break their spirit and twist them more to his will. Roddy Piper had a segment where he was going to call who he believes to be the winner of the Honor the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Miz comes down, then Sheamus comes down, then Titus, then Ziggler, then Donner, Blitzen, Comet, Cupid. And then that ends up being where everyone comes down to the ring. Big Show lays everybody out. Piper says he thinks Big Show is going to win. So we got two matches that together are going to have 46 people in them. That's pretty ridiculous. Your main event ended up being a no DQ match between Orton and Batista. Where they made mention that this was the main event of WrestleMania. It was an okay match. It ended with, first, Daniel Bryan, who wasn't supposed to be there, jumping from the crowd attacking Triple H. Then also attacking Orton and attacking Batista. So, now you've got those two matches. If Bryan does beat Triple H and go on to win the title at WrestleMania, that is huge. That's a bigger moment than CM Punk would have gotten to have. Because he will have had you beat Triple H, Orton, and Batista and become champion in a main event match. That's huge. Personally, I think that if you were to have Triple H through heel chicanery defeat Daniel Bryan and go on to the main event, I think that makes AIM I think that from a storyline perspective, if you have Daniel Bryan come out the next night on Raw and say, you beat me, Triple H, but you had to cheat to do it. There had to be some sort of slight controversy to it. Put those two in a last man standing match or an I Quit match at Extreme Rules and have Daniel Bryan win that match. Not the grandest stage of them all. But that could be a fantastic way to extend that feud just a little bit longer. Instead of having, Batista win it, then, someone feud with Batista for a while. So with that, Sunday, got WrestleMania. A 2-hour pre-show with a 4-hour show. And I'm pretty sure if you were to cut out all of the recap and all the not needed portions, WrestleMania will probably again be a 2-hour pay-per-view with a 4-hour price tag.